serendipity intended. My name is Tracy Ann, and today is day 19 of Junk Journal July 2025. The prompt is Keepsake, and I have some keepsakes here from a trip I took a number of years ago to Boston that I never used. I thought the bumper sticker was funny, the Pak, the Cod, Harvard Yard, and I remember very fondly walking all over Boston saying that. So I thought this would be a fun bunch of memorabilia to use for my journal spread. So as usual, I have a spot already picked out. So just flipping to that. It's always so much fun to flip back through the prompts that you've worked on and remember what you've already done. For me, that energizes me for the next prompt that I'm about to do. I thought that using a page opposite a parking meter with a quote that says "Park your car in Harvard Yard" would be really funny. So all of the pieces that I have here are all bits of ephemera from that trip, tickets that we took, or just miscellaneous things that we purchased. So I'm laying them down here now just to create a little bit of a collaged background. Would be fun to include a minivan on this spread, since that was what we drove up to Boston in. But this one was red and our minivan was right, so I decided to change the color to be a little bit more consistent with our minivan. This was a really fun trip a number of summers ago. Do you think about old trips that you've taken and wish that you could go back again? I definitely do with this trip. Boston was a very interesting city. I'm glad that I decided to make a photocopy rather than use the original tag. It was so thick, I'm certain there's no way that I would have been able to cut around it and include it on my page. The decision to use the paint pen on a photocopy was definitely the right one. Now, there are so many different ways to adhere papers onto a background. This time around, I decided to use my art glitter glue, in part because a few of those pieces, the tickets, are a little bit heavier, and I wasn't sure that the Yoo-hoo glue stick would be sturdy enough to keep it from cracking off, so I used the art glitter glue. There was a little bit of that ticket stub that was still attached there at the top, and I really kind of liked the way that it hung off the edge, so I left it on there. Now, my original thought was to make this a pocket, which is why I'm gluing just around 3 sides, because I thought then I could tuck something in, showing you there. But a little bit later you'll see I ended up deciding that I wanted to glue something down, and it overlapped the open edge of the pocket, and so I, in the end, decided to glue it over. Obviously, that piece of vintage magazine photograph is not from my trip. That's just a piece of ephemera that I had in my stash. I'm not even sure where I got it. But they were standing in front of a car, and the colors worked so nicely that I decided just to add it to the page. Plus, I sort of imagined that they're having a discussion about where to park their car in Harvard Yard. I think it's fun that my keepsake also ended up being the words or the saying of this particular spread. I don't really have anything deep or poignant or meaningful to say about these keepsakes. It's just a funny, silly memory, and one that I'm glad to capture in this particular Junk Journal July journal. I also think the boy hanging out the back definitely captured the enthusiasm and energy of my 3 boys on this trip. So there were a few places here where I decided I wanted to touch up, and I realized I could use my gel pen to do that. And then I decided the tires needed to be filled in, even though that wasn't consistent with the Life is Good logo that I was using. But I thought it made the van pop out just a little bit more. I did realize that I forgot to punch out the label with the day 19 and the word keepsake on it to include on this spread. I promised though that I went back and did it after I finished uploading this video, so it's taken care of. And that's pretty much it for this page. I enjoyed my little trip down memory lane, and I hope that you did too. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. If you enjoyed this video, take a moment to like it and consider hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, make a great day.